That would work nicely, and it won't block the door.
Angela, we need another couch.
Yeah. What are you breaking over here?
Framing up a wall to separate the driver's cabin from the cigar lounge. Any more cigars than that going on, we won't be able to breathe. Super excited to get the couches in here today.
This is way too much like work.
I don't see it. Anything that's. Hey guys, Bill of Power Hungry Performance, and we are out here at Vinny's house today, and we're going to check on our Speakeasy bus build that we've got going on right now. We bought this bus a couple of years ago as a test mule for our Orion programmer. Wanted to get the tuning down for the 2004 to 2006. We got it solid, and then we were trying to figure out what to do with the bus. And so we sat around, we kicked some ideas around, and said, you know what, a Speakeasy, why not? So we've been working on it for a couple of weeks now. Vinny's been out here busting his hump on it. We've got the flooring done, and we're starting on some of the interior stuff. It's going to be a really exciting build, and we'd really love for you to follow along with us. We're going to have it up at UCC with us, so you can see the bus in whatever state it's in when we get there. But it's going to be a really exciting project for us, and we'd enjoy for you to follow along and catch up with us at UCC. We're going to go ahead and go see what Vinny's up to right now.
Oh, framing up a wall to separate the driver's cabin from the cigar lounge. It's my last stud, and then I broke down some big cedar planks into 2x4s. I gotta run them through the planer. That's gonna be our door.
Oh, awesome.
I like cedar because it's nice and light.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep the weight down on all this. The heaviest thing I've done so far is this bar top. This is
stunning.
This is a huge cedar tree that a tornado blew down in the city of Rutledge. One of the guys at the city called me, knew that I did custom woodwork, and asked if I wanted it. So they let me run over there with a car trailer and salvage it. But like most cedar trees, the whole center section was rotted out. And you can see a little bit of it still here that I couldn't get rid of. But I did this big inlay because I wanted to keep the width, the natural width of the tree, but I had to fill in that rotten section, so I cut this custom inlay out of black walnut. So this just made sense.
This would be perfect for a Speakeasy. I mean, leather and wood,
Yeah. Yeah.
Dedication to the art.
Yeah, it'll be worth it though when it's in there and it's done and people are hanging out smoking cigars.
Well, that's one of the things about doing this kind of woodwork. People really don't understand how long it takes to do stuff like this.
No, they don't have a clue. The sanding alone, when I came down here last Monday to start reviving this thing and salvaging it, it looked like it had been in the ocean for a year or two and all grayed out, looked like old barnwood. So I spent about 2 days down here with a cordless planer, just getting all the warpage smoothed out.
And then on this, we're just gonna cut along the back edge to meet up the edge of the bus.
Yeah, so I'll square off the back edge. Originally this was going in a Mexican restaurant, so it was gonna be accessible from both sides. Now that it's going to the bus, I'm gonna straight line that off. And then I'm actually gonna take this live edge and I'm gonna miter it into the end here to cover up our exposed end grain, so that live edge will transition all the way around.
Nothing wasted.
Nope. No,
Awesome.
And that's largely the theme here is I'm trying to recycle as much as I can and not waste a bunch of money.
Exactly.
All the 2x4s for the walls are out of a 2x4 wall I tore down in the house. I did have to buy the flooring.
Yeah.
But
well, that's what it is. Something's gonna have that kind of wear and traffic.
Yeah, I could manufacture hardwood flooring out of oak or black walnut,
It'll
but
get ruined.
It will get ruined and it would take 6 months.
Right.
We're on a time crunch here, so.
Yeah. So we've got 2 weeks before UCC, and this is going to be a huge part of the interior. I'm very excited to see this inside, but if you're ready, let's go see what else we got going on the inside.
Come check it out. Seeing the other bus that we tuned and all the trip hazards that Ward and I experienced walking in, I really wanted to make sure we didn't have any trip hazards, so I'm keeping the commercial steps right here.
I love this threshold.
Yeah, that's a solid black walnut piece, all the way continuous, because I don't want the walls to squeak, so I want everything tied together. A lot of unnecessary work, a lot of little custom notches and things to get it to fit, and I'm trying not to do any cutting on the bus.
Right.
Because I don't want this place filled up with sawdust, so it's in and out, in and out, in and out, back and forth, but.
Get your steps in.
Yeah, I'm getting my exercise.
Very cool, very cool. So what's the idea for where the bar's gonna go?
So I'm thinking to cover up this kind of ugly ducting.
Right.
I envision like a fridge right here with like a glass front with
Okay.
drinks. So we can slide that tight up against that, cover that up. And then the bar is gonna butt up to the edge of the fridge
Okay.
and run down. And then we'll have cabinets underneath. And then probably down at this end of the bar, have like a big humidor.
Okay.
I'm thinking chair here, couch right there. And I'm gonna build some cool pedestals, wooden pedestals.
To go over the wheels, the wheel house.
We could probably throw some other chairs up there too. So
It'd be nice to put like some kind of swivel chair or something
Yeah.
up there.
yeah,
That would be
some bar swivels or something.
So yeah, I was concerned a little bit for like when we do, to build everything in. It's like we're gonna have the space to run the wiring, but we've got all this.
Yeah,
underneath
that's
here.
exactly why I left that open.
And then, so it'd
So
be great, so we can run wiring, hose, anything that we need to do.
Yep.
Any kind of piping.
yep, and I figured I'll cut like a solid piece of trim to go down there, and we'll router out our outlets.
Okay.
And so it'll just slide out.
right in.
Yep.
That'd be great, 'cause then, then you can screw in right from the top. and
Yep.
we're done.
Keep it nice and clean. So
Very nice, very nice. Are we gonna do anything with the roof, or think we're gonna leave it alone for right now?
I've had 100 ideas. I think for time's sake and just not losing head height, I think paint it flat black, give it a nice soft feel in here.
Right.
Maybe like
Well,
like
we
a
could.
caribou color, like a brown.
They make really good metallic paint. We could do a copper
Yeah.
metallic,
That'd be
and
cool.
that would really blend in with the whole speakeasy concept. To do like Krylon or whatever.
Yeah. For my first bus build, it's been a learning experience for sure, but
Now you know why so many buses only get half built.
Yeah.
And then they end up on Facebook Marketplace.
well, that's why I appreciate having a deadline because
You work better with a deadline.
yes,
Yeah.
a
When
little
the
bit of
pressure's
pressure.
on. So I know there's only so much you can do in the next 2 weeks, and obviously it's not going to be completely built out. That's going to still take a lot of time.
Well, and that's kind of part of the story. I don't hate that because we're going to take this thing to UCC. I want to have the couches in. I want to have the bar in. The flooring's done. I want to have that front wall done. I'm going to build that custom door. I want to have that done. And then if that's all we get, that's kind of cool because then people can walk in, see it half finished,
Right.
and then we can explain where the
Where we're
next
going with
event's at and draw people in to see the finished product. So
Because I think the idea was for the big release to be at No BS OBS.
heck yeah.
And so that's in August. That still gives us a couple of months. But we still have the bathroom to look at, wall for the storage area, engine room.
Yeah,
So
so
there's
this
some
is,
other ideas.
there's going to be basically a 3-piece temporary wall. It'll be very easily removed. So it'll be a straight wall here.
Right. Just to cover the engine area.
Just to cover the engine area, but then that will come apart in sections, so it'll be very easy to get in here and work. Vanity with a sink right here where I'm standing, toilet over here. I found some really cool flooring at Home Depot that looks like marble. So same style, clip in, floating floor, but it'll look like marble in here. I'll do another really nice threshold like I did up there, so there's no trip hazard back here. And then this wall is gonna go all the way up, and it'll have built-in bookshelves. So we'll throw some books and DVDs and stuff like that in there. TV above the mantle, mantelpiece, electric fireplace down here, and that's gonna be a secret door that'll open up in the
I
bathroom.
told everybody it's a secret door. Jeez.
It's gonna be the first thing we show off. Super excited to get the couches in here today. Then I can measure that bar, get it cut down to its final width, and get it set in here.
Well, we've got the couches and the chairs. Want
Let's
to
do
go
it.
ahead and get it unloaded and
Yeah, I think the
kind of
easiest
see where
thing.
everything's gonna sit. I have to see if anything fits in.
Right.
Fits either. Yeah, I mean, I know the front door is bigger, but that's also an awkward angle. Well, we'll see. We'll see what it is, and
Yep.
we'll get it in here.
Let's do it.
Stuff out of here.
Oh, that looks a little more comfortable than what is currently in there.
Yeah, considering the one that's in there is 20 years old.
Yeah, and rotten.
So we've got the new driver's seat for the bus, air ride, lumbar support, very nice. We've got our 2 leather chairs and leather couch to go on the bus. So that'll be the start. You know, we may add some more furniture as it goes along. We'll just see what kind of space we've got. Obviously, we want to make it as comfortable to seat as many people as possible. Just gonna have to figure out where we're gonna lay everything out right now.
We're going to appreciate that on the way to Oregon.
So do the couch over here.
Yeah, so originally I was thinking couch, chair, chair, but now that we got everything in here, I'm almost thinking couch, couch, chair, chair.
If we box, we're going to box this section up over the wheel hump and put a swiveling chair there.
Yeah.
We could very easily slide this up, put another couch right there next to the door.
Yeah.
And then just put the two chairs, one across and the other in the back.
We've got so much room here. I'm thinking couch, couch.
Yeah, you could put a nice little table to put drinks on, and maybe a little lamp or something to come up, some light.
Yeah.
That would work nicely, and it won't block the door.
Angela, we need another couch.
Yeah.
And then
I'm sorry.
And then back here, we'll do chair, chair. With plenty of room.
Yeah, so box in over here. We could actually, chair, chair. So we can actually push this one a little closer to the door. Still leave a walkway. I still have room for a table over here as well.
Yep. Yeah, so I'll build 3 matching tables. One for each chair, one for between the couches. Bar is going to be right here. Might grab one more chair and do one more chair between the end of the bar and the fridge.
Right. So do that. See what kind of room we have. How long is the bar table?
You know what? That's a great question. I have not measured that. 9.5 feet.
Can you put the end caps on it? It'll be 10 feet.
I accounted for that.
Oh, okay.
So 9.5 feet with the end caps.
So bridge here, that goes to here.
Yep.
One off this end, and yeah, we could move it down a little bit, split it up.
Keep
kind of split the difference.
Keep coming.
All right.
So I'm gonna say,
is the humidor going to go under the bar?
That's what I was thinking.
All right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
humidor under here, into the bar, chair. I think there's plenty of room for another chair up there. That's a lot of seating. That's 10, 12 people in here comfortably.
Yeah.
Any more cigars than that going off, we won't be able to breathe.
We'll be popping the roof vents open. Yeah, that'll give us plenty of room. Cabinets underneath.
So now that the couch is in here, I can get my width for my bar. 24?
24. I mean, 24 that's still plenty of walkway through here.
Wait, 24 it is. Well, that is what I needed. That is the main goal I had today, was to get that bar top cut down a width. So
fair enough. The wall back here, where are we looking at putting that? Right along the wheel hump?
So I'm gonna butt the wall up to the wheel hump.
Okay.
And it'll be 3.5 inches
And
wide.
so we'll have facilities, wash basin.
Yep.
And because what I'm thinking is where the wheel hump is, where the wall comes off, if you want, we can actually section this off.
Storage.
The electrical panel.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so for the
Put
solar
the inverter down
panels, for the
there.
shore power, the whole, and then we can panel it off in here and then just close it up.
Okay.
And it only has to be just the width of this wheel well, so that still gives you some room here.
And I'll do the same
Things
thing over
on this
here.
side, but for storage cabinets.
Closet. Yeah. Yep.
And then we'll have under counter storage as well. I don't think we need any overhead storage. That would be
No, I was gonna do something kind of cool over the probably over the bar.
Okay.
It's gonna come out like right at this level. Come out
with little shelves.
With little shelves.
Yeah.
Bourbon bottles and stuff up there.
Black cups and stuff.
Do some
That would be
backlighting.
great. That would be great. Well, for somebody who does woodworking, it's kind of a fun project for somebody that does that. For someone who like me, who, I mean, I appreciate woodworking for what it is. I do not have any woodworking skills. I have mechanical skills, electrical. You need wiring done, man. I'm all over it. But all right. Well, you want to open these boxes up and see what these things look like?
Let's do it. Got a knife.
Here you go. This is way too much like work. Put the chair here and a small end table over there. Have the bar run down back to the next one. Have this underneath to the edge.
Yep.
Lots of more space and plenty of room for a cabinet sitting there.
I like it.
Well, shoot, because we can even do it where the glasses are put in, have a decanter, bourbon.
Yeah.
Got one chair there, bar in the middle, refrigerator,
That's it. Man, that felt an awful lot like work. I really appreciate you guys coming out and helping. I can finally get the bar installed. I needed all this stuff in here to figure out the layout.
Well, I'm glad we were able to come out here and get this done, kind of get things in place and get our measurements.
Yeah.
And really looking forward to seeing what it's going to look like. It's 2 weeks to UCC.
Got my work cut out for me.
Yep, you got your work. So just stick around, check us out, and we'll see you at UCC.